Good evening, everyone. I am taking this opportunity to introduce our next speaker. In interest of time, I'll keep the introduction very short. Rajesh, your rank holder is an associate member of ICAI, a certified CSA from ICAI, USA. He has over 9 years of professional experience in the fields of accounting, auditing, taxation with reputed audit firms, and is currently working with FAB Abu Dhabi. Rajesh is active in cryptos and NFTs since 2017. Besides trading in cryptos and NFT, he has also an experience in managing collaboration, moderation, and other activities. May I please invite Mr. Rajesh on the stage with a round of applause.
Check. Can you hear me? Yes. Thank you, Ankit. Okay. So I'm actually starting a bit late. I want to start with an interesting question. How many of you are actually hungry now? Hungry? Everyone. I'm going to take approximately 20-25 minutes on NFTs. Yeah. Trust me, I'm not going to speak anything on your investment, speculation, or trading in cryptos, NFTs. I'm going to talk mostly on the application part of NFTs. Trust me, this next 20 minutes is going to be really worth if you can stick around. If you can sit back here, because a lot of people, they've just been knowing the basics of NFTs, but not really the utilities part and how really like NFTs work. Trust me, like 20-25 minutes, just stick around, you'll have a good time. Before we start NFTs, I just want to ask one more question. How many of you actually own any one NFT at least? Anyone? Maybe 1%? Wonderful. See, for us to appreciate NFTs, we need to understand the evolution of NFTs, right? So, to understand the evolution of NFTs, we have to understand the evolution of art and digital art in specific. So, I'll just take 2 minutes, also it will be like a refreshment for all of us. Just, someone can have a video.
The history of art is long and complex. It starts with the earliest creations using stone, wood, bronze, and natural pigments. Then, it ventures through the 15th century with the introduction of oil on canvas, before moving to the acrylics, sprays, and markers of the 20th century. In today's video, we want to fast forward to the latest trend in the realm of art, the digital revolution. This new age of digital technologies brought with it the widest range of instruments for contemporary creators. The new nature of digital art, computer-born, immersive, and interactive, make it perfect for both artistic creativity and viewer engagement. The COVID-19 pandemic only accelerated this phenomenon, which has been in development for the past 70 years. So this begs an important question. What is digital art? Digital art is known by many different names. Digital media, media art, computer art, net art, new media, and the list goes on and on. No matter what you call it, there's no denying that digital art has completely revolutionized the art world. As the 1960s came to a close, computer art had begun to enter the mainstream, even appearing in highly respected art galleries. To some, this marked the real beginning of digital art history. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, digital technology started to become a part of everyday life. Computers could be used for both business and personal use, something that was completely revolutionary at the time. By the 1990s, digital art was officially a part of the mainstream art world. Museums of contemporary art opened media art departments and research centers. Digital art festivals and competitions began cropping up all over the world. At the turn of the century, the digital boom was at its peak. Within the first decade of the 21st century, millions of people had their own smartphones, tablets, and VR sets. Digital art became a popular area of study in art schools around the world, allowing a new generation of artists and art platforms to emerge. For example, CryptoPunks was released in June 2017 as one of the first non-fungible tokens on the Ethereum blockchain. The CryptoArt blockchain project was an inspiration for the ERC 721 standard for NFTs and the modern crypto art movement.
Yeah. So the idea of showing this video is just for you to understand what really a digital art is. You know, the NFTs are born from the digital art, and we have a presentation. So let's say I'm a digital artist. I want to do an online painting exhibition, right? My biggest worry is that if I put my paintings online, I'm worried that these paintings might be stolen, or maybe someone can just right click, save it, and then maybe they can claim ownership. This is a genuine concern, right? Now, if we have a scenario where, so we have two problems actually. Even before we come to discuss what NFT is, we'll need to address two problems or understand two problems. So the first problem is, if I have a property which can be instantly reproduced and instantly distributed across the globe without any limitation, how are we protected? How are we going to protect this file? It is the creativity of, it's my creativity, right? My work of creativity. Now, how am I going to protect this file? How I'll be paid? And how we'll make sure that this continuous creation happens, right? So there should be some mechanism where we need to have a protection for the artwork that we do. Now, the concepts of property and ownership has been with us, since centuries in the physical world. But unfortunately, when we get into the online world, digital world, this completely evaded us. You take anything online, there is no such thing called privacy or ownership, right? It's very hard to prove. We tried everything. We tried with DMCA, we tried with copyright, we tried with DRM, we tried with watermark. We tried a lot of things. But unfortunately, we were not able to stop the distribution of our work that we take it online. Why? Why are we not able to stop the distribution? The reason why we are not able to stop is because the very success of internet depends on the free distribution of information. If you are trying to restrict the information within internet, then probably internet will not be successful. So we are actually trying to go against the trend. Your internet is successful because there is a free flow of information, but at the same time you are trying to restrict the access for certain files that you have on the internet. So this is problem number one. Now the problem number two is, we have uploaded millions and trillions of files onto internet in last 20 years, ever since the internet has come. We have uploaded photos files, video files, cat memes. What is the business model of internet that has let us upload trillions of files completely free onto internet? Sorry? So what is the business model? How are we able to upload trillions of files on internet for free? Absolutely free.
Somebody is paying for the data.
Yeah, who's paying for it?
So it depends on the number of views.
No, it's the advertising.
Yeah, the number of views and
Yes. So there are large corporations that run effective ad network on the content that we upload to the internet, the content that we provide to their platforms. Now, advertising is the default business model of internet, not because we like it, but because someone has to pay bills, like someone said, rightly said. But what happens to the files that we upload online? Let's say you upload some file to YouTube or Facebook. It gets trapped in the applications or the platforms. We produce something, we upload it to the service. Who is controlling it? The large corporations are controlling it. Who is making money out of it? The large corporations are making money out of it. Now, I have mentioned when I started, I mentioned we are going to discuss two problems. One, the files I'm uploading online, I cannot keep it secure, I cannot claim ownership. Second, I'm uploading file, but someone is making money out of it. Someone is actually controlling the content. Now, these are the two problems that we have. Now, these are the two problems that we had until NFTs came in, right? Now, that brings us to the question, what is an NFT? Now, NFT is not a picture that you usually think. We think NFT is a picture, right? It's not a picture. NFT is just a certificate of ownership. It is not very dissimilar from the title deed that we have for our property. Like you have a title deed, right, for your home. But that home, the house is in a physical world, right? Now your NFT is just a certificate of ownership for your JPEG file or digital file, right? So just to clear out the basics, NFT is not a picture that you see, NFT is not anything else. NFT is just a certificate of ownership of a digital file, or it can be real file also, something in the real world also. But let's for now let's say it's a certificate of ownership of the digital file. Now, what is ownership? What does ownership do? I'm saying certificate of ownership on the blockchain, right? The way ownership works, at least the way that's how we know it, right? The way ownership works in the physical world is, if I own something, it precludes other person to use this property or enjoy this property, right? So if I own a house, I'm sure, let's say, I'm very sure I'm not welcomed at your home uninvited, isn't it? So you have exclusive right to use that property. Now, what does owning or ownership in internet means, right? So there is a difference. The internet is ever expanding. It's going to infinite, right? It's expanding so much. Like I said, the first problem. We are trying to restrict the access, then that's a problem, right? So we need to have a system of ownership that is actually compatible with the internet. It's an expanding internet. Now that system of ownership is NFTs, right? So yeah, so that system of ownership is NFT. Now, when you, like I said, your physical deed would restrict the other person from using your property, but an NFT would not restrict a person from using your property. In fact, the value of NFT, there's a high chance the value of NFT will go up when that particular NFT is actually seen, appreciated, become more viral. You know, the more viral the picture or the NFT becomes, the more value it actually demands. So by owning something, you are not trying to stop someone from using it. Other person can use it. They can just right click, download it, they can use it. I think someone was asking a question. You know, I can just download and use it, and how do you prevent it? It's like, just try to understand this way. You have a Mona Lisa picture that you download from internet, you put a frame, you put it on your wall. Right? What is the value of that art that you have? Priceless? Let's price the priceless. So that's exactly what is happening with your digital file, right? So you can create any number of copies, you can share, you can like, you can do whatever you want, you can use in your videos, but you cannot claim the ownership of that particular. The only way that you can verify or claim ownership is by way of NFTs. And like I said, the more people uses it, you are really happy, right? Which is completely different from the physical world that we have. Now, I can just take an example of Nyan Cat. So this Nyan Cat is just a cat JPEG, which was uploaded onto YouTube, I think like 10 years ago, in 2011. Ever since then, it has gathered around, I think, more than 100 millions of views, right? Now the owner of this NFT, he's decided to the owner of this cat meme, he decided to create an NFT, and then he wanted to kind of, release it and sell it because it becomes so viral. This particular cat meme, which is released as an NFT, it was sold for 300 Ethereum, which is like $500,000. Right? The reason why it has so much of value is just because it's being used by so many people. It's being appreciated by so many people. The more many people use, the more value an NFT gathers actually. So these are some of the most popular NFTs. I think previous speaker was talking about the first 5,000 days NFT, which was sold for $70 million, and this CryptoPunks. Now, just to summarize, what are the main properties of an NFT? I'm just going to summarize and then we're going to move on to utilities part. Now, an NFT is a record on the blockchain, right? That's a primary property, and it's permanent because once it goes to blockchain, it cannot be erased because it's a block, right? You cannot go to 100 block and change the first block. Every block is linked to the next one, and it's non-fungible. It's non-fungible. So one Bitcoin is equal to another Bitcoin, but one NFT is not equal to another NFT. My picture is not equal to your picture, right? Because they're completely different. They are not identical. And NFTs authenticate the ownership. So the underlying asset or the property for the NFT can be a digital asset or it can be a real world item as well, which we'll discuss in some time. So these are usually transferable and tradable. Like we see a lot of the trading on NFTs. So I'm just going to show some trends. I'm not going to speak anything on this, like where it started and how the markets, how the NFTs are picking up so much of interest. So this Bored Ape Yacht Club, this is one of the most successful or the most famous collections of 10,000 Bored Apes. And it was featured in all TV shows, which gathered actually a lot of interest. So this is just some trends. Okay, now this brings us to the topic, what are the utilities of NFT? Are there any real life applications for NFT? Is it just a JPEG or is it just an artwork that it represents ownership, or can it really be used in day-to-day lives of us? Now, like I said, NFT started as a verification of ownership for a digital file. So the first stage or the very basic utility of NFTs are the art NFTs, right? So what these NFTs are basically, they are just a picture, it confirms the ownership, or it's just a collectible. Collectibles are like your Pokemon cards. Even Dubai Expo has issued a collectible recently. You can just own it, that's it. Just for you to, it's more like a status symbol. It's more like to show off, let's say. So these are like the first version of NFTs. Like NFTs are born because of this. And then now we are actually moving on to the next stage of, the utilities or the next stage of applications, which are like utility-based NFTs. I'm going to spend some time here. So what are the utility-based NFTs? If you hold a particular NFT, you are not holding it for the picture underlying under that. You're not holding it for the artwork, you're not holding it for the digital asset, but you are actually expecting or holding it for some utility coming out of this NFT. Now what are those utilities? Those utilities can be, maybe you are eligible to get some goods or perks or discounts or memberships or communities. Community. Etihad Airlines has, I don't know if anyone is working in Etihad. Etihad Airlines has launched an NFT last month. They just finished their NFT sales. So this NFT, Etihad NFT, what it does is, I think it's $300 or so. If you buy their NFT, you get 1 year of silver tier membership immediately. You get entered into a raffle where they take some raffle and then they give you free tickets. You can travel anywhere in the world on Etihad Airlines. And you get launch access, you get access to any future Metaverse product they do. So they have like, it is coming with a lot of perks attached to it. You're not buying Etihad NFT for the picture, but for some utility out of it. Now there are also a lot of other NFTs. Let's say for example, play to earn NFTs. Like Axie Infinity is one of the best examples for that. I don't know if you are aware. There is also a step-in app. Where you can earn some certain coins. So you have to buy a digital sneaker, you download an app, you walk, and then it generates a number of coins. These coins you can go and exchange it for dollars, right? So the purpose of buying the step-in NFT is to earn some coins. Same way you have learn to earn. Like if you go to Binance, they have some riddles, or you just complete some course, you get some coins. You have where to earn. I'm not going to talk much about it because this is a project just launched yesterday. Everyone expected it to be a big hit, but then it's not. It's just like NFT will be, your shirt has a collar, right? NFT will be built into your shirt. It actually takes some data from your the surroundings, your location, your body, and then you can control what data you wanted to give it to the NFT issuer. So depending on what data you are willing to give, they give you a certain number of rewards. This data can actually be used by the Nike or any cloth companies. So there's a lot of advancements going on. And so NFTs can also be used in the Metaverse. I think my previous speaker has covered it. You have like digital avatars, and also it's not just digital avatars. Even for each digital avatar, there are also cosmetics required. Let's say what color of skin, what hat, what food, and what kind of eyes, ears, so everything is an NFT. So all these, so when you go into Metaverse, we're actually going into with your NFTs basically. I'm just covering at a high level. Now, real world applications. So until now, whatever I just mentioned are actually completely in Web3 world or online world, right? They're not going to give you anything in the real world except like Reddy example I just mentioned. But there are also some art NFTs or music NFTs. If you buy this, you actually get to attend concerts or musical competition at a discounted price, discounted rates. And there are business NFTs which gives you rewards, loyalty points. There are also fundraising NFTs. Now NFTs are actually penetrating into literally every sector. I just want to give one example as to how NFTs can transform the existing businesses, right? I just want to give an example of entertainment. How many of you use entertainment here? You know what entertainment? Yeah, entertainment is it's a subscription model. You buy it, you get certain number of vouchers, you use it. So what happens? You buy an entertainer, and then what happens? What is it for you?
Get the discount on the
You get it, right? Let's say you buy. I'm sorry. Yeah, you buy it, and then you did not use it anytime during the year, right? You did not use even one voucher. What happens to that? Let's say what is the value of what is the price of an entertainer? 400 dirhams.
Yes.
400 dirhams.
The light of the stream.
I'm sorry.
The light.
I'm not sure, like, but there is a cost to it. Right? 400 dirhams it should be the full package. So when you buy it and when you don't use it, right? What happens to that? It's gone. And then at the end of the year, again you contemplate whether you want to buy or not to buy. Let's say you purchased it and then you are moving to a different country and relocating, or for some reason you don't want to use it. The amount that you pay, what I'm trying to say, the amount that you pay is the expense for you, right? Now, let's say I want to transform this business. I want to bring them more sales. I want to bring it, make it more attractive. At the same time, I want to be in the business of this cryptos and NFTs. Now, I'm a consultant, right? So, enterprise approach me. I'm going to tell them, boss, don't sell a subscription. Sell your entertainer as a NFT. Right? So, what is the implication of this? The implication of this is, let's say I purchased it. After 3 months, I'm relocating. I'm sure I'm not going to use it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to a secondary market. I'm going to sell this and get some value out of it. I paid 400 dirhams, right? I'm going to sell it for maybe 200 dirhams. And there is a beautiful thing with NFTs. So the beautiful thing is royalties, right? What happens is, NFTs are based on smart contracts. I'm not getting into technical. I want to keep just 1% technical in the presentation, so that's why I'm not getting into the technical part. So the NFT smart contracts are designed in such a way that they have a royalty portion in it. Usually it will be 5 to 10%, right? So what happens is, let's say I buy an NFT, I used it, after 6 months I don't want to use it anymore. So I'm gonna go to a secondary market, OpenSea or something, I'm gonna sell it there. Let's say the 400 dirhams worth of one I purchased, I'm gonna sell it 200 dirhams. Entertainment company is gonna get 10% of that sale as a royalty to them, which is 20 dirhams. If this NFT gets sold, let's say 4 times during the year, right? They're gonna make 80 dirhams additional revenue just out of one NFT. And as a buyer, I'm gonna get some value out of it for not using it, right? I'm not gonna use it. I always have a resale value. So essentially, from a buyer point of view, you are converting an expense to an asset. From a seller point of view, you are making it attractive at the same time generating more revenue. So this is not there, I'm just giving an example, this is not there. So this is how NFTs can be a game changer. They can transform your existing businesses. So I'm gonna quickly move on to the next topic, 9:45. Move on to the next topic, which is the soul-bound token, SBT. Anyone heard of it, soul-bound token? No? Okay, wonderful. Now, if I tell you, you have an NFT, you cannot sell it, you cannot transfer it, how many of you are willing to buy it? No? No, right? Actually, you wanted to take a soul-bound token. Soul-bound tokens are not meant to be traded or meant to be transferred. These are for you. The name itself says soul, right? So what it means is, let's say you passed your CA course, you are issued an NFT, which is a soul-bound token. It is an achievement of your past. It is only for you. You cannot transfer your past to someone else, right? So which means in future you go to ICAI website, connect your wallet, you'll have a soul-bound token, which immediately validates you are a member of the ICAI, and you can pay your membership. You can use the perks, other benefits that you have. Right now you have to enter the password, forget password, lot of things you know. And at the same time, you achieve something. There is an achievement, or you are a member of membership. You have a membership of something. See, these kind of achievements are credentials, like a passport, for example. Who knows? Maybe in future you'll not be having any passports. Instead, we'll be having soul-bound tokens. So these soul-bound tokens are mostly like to confirm your identities or your achievements. Right? These are meant to be kept with you, not to be transferred. This is at a very, very early stage. This concept itself was, I think, introduced or discussed maybe a couple of months back, like 2 months back, 3 months back. So it will take some time before it actually becomes a reality. Although some companies are trying to release some soul-bound tokens, there is no compatible contract that is actually can do this one right now. I'll move on to the next topic. I'll just spend 2 minutes on the valuation of NFTs. What gives NFT a value? So its value is actually coming from 2 ways. One, either you buy it for the picture and you want to keep it expecting that the price will go up. Like the 69 million NFT or the Board Ape Actor, which is like around 80-90 Ethereum right now. You own it thinking that maybe 4 years down the line it will become double. That's pure speculation kind of thing, or expecting a price to go up. Second is actually derived from the utility itself. Like for example, the ICAI that I just mentioned. So it's a $300. So it will cost you $300 to purchase, but the benefits that you get out of it is actually much more than $300. Right? So 1 year silver membership, launch access. Let's say you get three tickets. Each ticket to Australia will cost you like 6,000 dirhams. So it's the value of NFT actually comes from either its utility or from your expectation, or someone gives a value to it. Price is going up because someone thinks there is a value to it. I'm actually done with my presentation. Just wanted to conclude saying, from the collectibles to utility-based tokens, NFTs has become a game changer in the current society, right? At the same time, we are using NFT technologies, we are using Web3, the technologies that are getting advanced, and we are trying to empower people with latest innovations. Just treat NFTs like your internet in 1990s, right? The question is not if this nascent technology is going to become a future potential. The question is, are we going to be prepared by the time? So with that, I'm going to end my presentation. Thank you. By the way, this is my first presentation. Yeah.
Appreciation. So can I give a memento to Rajesh Reddy? May I request C.A. Rajesh, Mr. Jay Prakash, and Ajay Singh to come to the stage. I know we are running late, so just wait for another 5 minutes. So we have a lucky prize also. So then some important announcement. I don't take much of time for word of thanks this time. See, from 13th to 15th of August, our C. Anil Kejriwal has organized an art and craft exhibition in Indian Embassy. It has attracted so many artists, basically all the young artists from India and also from Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So Mr. Anil Kejriwal, now you can use NFT token to promote your artists for them to earn good money. May I request Anil Kejriwal to come on stage to give a quick glimpse of the art and craft exhibition. And it was more than close to 300 people had attended every day from 13 to 15. And Indian ambassador has appreciated the efforts taken by him to organize such an event and promoting the young artists to their stage. Mr. Kejriwal, please.
Good evening all. It was my first event at the embassy. Without the support of the CA chapters, especially Mr. Neeraj and John, it was not possible. So just a Thanksgiving message to you all of us that since I am also chartered accountant, so to me also, as a CA fraternity, everyone supported us a lot. So thank you very much. And I just want to say thanks everybody. First of all, just I want to say one thing about the NFT. My first encounter with the NFT was just like a nightmare. Because 6 months back when I was in the exhibition, artwork was sold at approximately $10,000 on auction. The artists themselves at that time destroyed that artwork, taken the pictures, make a video and then convert it to the NFT. I don't know how that artwork is going to be enjoyed by the person who has spent $10,000 for that artwork. He will never see that artwork. But what is the significance of that NFT? Just I want to understand with the NFT experts, what that use of that NFT? So can anybody explain? You cannot see that artwork next time in the life. You spent $10,000 of that. So how you see that?
Sir, you're talking about $1,000. So
$10,000 for a single artwork.
yeah,
Yes,
so there is an NFT, it's called Invisible Rock. It's completely black picture. It was sold for $200 Ethereum, which is $500,000. When there is a bull market, right, people go absolutely crazy. I mean, it's completely purely speculation. That's having said that, people actually also assign value to the collectibles, right? They think there is a value, that's why they buy it. They spend money, they buy it. Yeah, it's just.
If you cannot enjoy that any asset of that, and what is the use of that? Just creating in the mind that I own that asset.
Yeah,
So what is the use of it?
so why do people pay so much for the brands?
No brand, at least you feel that brand.
Yeah, so when you go to Web3, right? When you go to Web3, in Web3, like some previous speaker was telling, the JPEGs are more valuable. If my profile picture is a Bodia Yacht Club, then I'm treated as like some kind of VIP. So the value actually comes from the picture itself. Maybe you cannot really appreciate it.
Okay, so we will discuss it personally.